Like, hi, everybody. I'm Pitney, and this is Amelia from the Bitchin' Boutique.
We'd love to have you explore our wonderful world of weirdness with us.
All delivered with our signature humor, sassiness, and dare I say, bitchiness, general fandom,
Star Wars,
Star Trek,
fabulous furries,
horror,
Pitney's obsession with eating terrible foods,
Amelia's penchant for real cooking,
the worst person in the world who thinks it's stupid to brush your teeth,
Verity Noslin, who once cried in a Kinko's because the wrong copier was used,
Trisha von Lichtenstein, a woman with a less than wholesome relationship with her car.
But wait, there's more. Like everyone, we have our more serious sides, and we share a healthy dose of what makes us tick and what is important to us. Queer issues, women's politics, alternative spiritualities.
Stop on by for a visit. We're sure you'll want to stay. Pitney and Amelia's Bitchin' Boutique, wherever the best podcasts are found.
Girl's got to watch out who she's seen associating with.
What do you mean?
Lark Hoover Nebold, right?
Wait a minute. And just because I got a stupid name, it doesn't mean I'm not worth going with. You ought to try me. I mean, look, what do you got to lose?
My self-respect?
Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah, but now listen to this. You never know, right? I might turn out to be a very interesting character.
Would I go out with a guy whose father's a cop?
Good point. Good point. We could always have him bumped off.
Hey, you'd do that for me?
Sure, hell yes. Well, you know, I mean, you know, I didn't mean...
Look, if you're such a novelty, what makes you so different?
Well, I got more speeding tickets than anybody else in the county. And I can,
Take me for a ride?
What?
Oh, forget it.
No, wait a minute. You said you wanted to go for a ride.
Only if you're as fast as you say you are.
I am. Listen, I got my truck right outside. It's right out front.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I offer you the best chance you've had in your life, and you offer me a ride in a truck?
Yeah, all right. Okay, just give me a minute to think, all right?
I don't want to ride in just any car. I want to ride in that car.
Which one?
This is the emergency podcast system. This is not a test. Movies are bombing all over the country. They are posing as movies you already know. They may already be in your theaters, your neighbor's home, or even your own. Do not panic. Specialists have been dispatched. They will help you identify these pretenders and defend you against this invasion of the remake. Please stand by for further instructions.
Welcome to the Invasion of the Remake podcast. I am your coughing, wheezing, sneezing host, Jason Bishop. And with me today, as always, keeping a nice length away from me, is Trish Coughlin.
Hey, everybody.
And Sam Stepanenko.
Hello, hello, hello.
So, yeah, I'm a little fluey, so just don't worry. The listeners won't catch it. You guys might.
They're getting used to it, Jay. You seem to be...
This is a bad year for me.
Yeah, it has been a bad year for you.
I'll go several years and I'll barely get anything, but when I do, I catch everything.
You pack it in.
Yeah. I do. I pack it in, so next year will be great. I'll be immune to everything.
God willing.
God willing.
So yeah, if there's like a zombie apocalypse and you've been sick the year before, we're going with you because you'll just be fine.
I should be immune.
Yes, we'll push you in front.
Mm-hmm. Is it safe, Jay? Yeah.
Yeah.
The bites hurt a little bit, but yeah, I'm not turning.
No, they'll probably just leave me alone and they think I'm one of them.
There we go. Some days I think that.
Well, if they get me for something
usually
annoying,
Trish
they will.
is the one who's always sick, but this time it's...
Yes!
I've just been one after another after another.
Well, it's true. Yeah.
I passed the curse on. It's gone.
It's your fault.
It's like the button in Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah.
Search your apartment. You'll never find it.
I love that movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie.
You know what's not a good movie?
This one?
Yes.
Segue.
Nice.
This movie is called Eat My Dust, a.k.a. The Car, from 1976. It is a Roger Corman production, and boy, does it look like it.
Oh boy, does it look like it. And the title is the best thing about this movie, even with the cast it had.
Yeah.
Yeah. This movie was produced by Roger Corman, written and directed by Charles B. Griffith, and if that name sounds familiar, we did a little movie called Little Shop of Horrors back in episode 55, and he directed the original 1960 version of that. That's kind of cool. Welcome back, Charles.
Yes, Charles is a recurring guest.
I'm sure he's dead by now, but maybe not.
Maybe not.
Who knows?
Could be a very hardy, 90-year-old or something.
Why not?
And even if he is dead, who knows what happens?
Who knows? Do they listen to podcasts in the afterlife? I think they should.
They should. They've got lots of time. And they do sort of invade electronics if lots of movies have told us anything.
That's true.
That is true.
That's true. So this movie stars Ron Howard, who didn't actually want to do the movie, but was offered up a directing gig to do this movie, if this movie was successful. Which it was, because at a $300,000 budget, it's hard not to make money, and this movie made $5 million.
That is huge.
I don't know.
I really don't know how.
I don't know how Corman made money on any of his movies.
Well, it was the 70s, and there were a lot of drugs.
Corman just must have had distribution.
He must have had great distribution.
Yeah, because all the Corman stuff had just minuscule budgets.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, and I think a lot of people, maybe it might have been sort of the thing about seeing Ron Howard do something different.
I think that because he was a name, right? So you can make money off your lead actor, especially more so back then.
Yeah, I think this is before Happy Days, I do believe.
Is it during
Happy Days? So yeah, he's a big TV star at the time, and I think he might be the only one. Well, no, that's not true. Christopher Norris is also in this movie. No idea who that is. Brad David? Nope. I think Brad David, this might have been his feature debut.
Maybe.
Kathy O'Dare, Clint Howard, because you got to always have the Howard family in the Howard movies.
This really one is a family.
The dad is in this as well. Peter Isaacson, Jessica Potter, who was in American Gigolo, Warren J. Crummerling was in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Charles Howerton, you probably most know him from My Name is Earl. Another debut in this movie, Blink and You'll Miss Him, Corbin Burnson.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God, I blinked.
Yeah.
Where was he?
Dave Madden is Big Bubba Jones.
Yeah.
You know what? We watched this almost a week ago. I've already forgotten where he was.
Yeah. He's
was he one of the drivers? One of the
No, he's one of Ron Howard's crew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna be so young in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of the gang kids.
When I think Corbin Burnson, I think more, like middle-aged Corbin Burnson.
Yeah, the LA Law Corbin Burnson orator, right?
So, it's one of those I'm not sure who I'm looking for moments.
To me, Corbin Burnson doesn't look like he doesn't exist until he hit 30-something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It really is blinking and missing. And the quality we were looking at of the movie was not good, so it was hard to tell what you were looking at for a lot of it, right?
Yeah, we had a real tough time finding this, but there was a really shitty one on YouTube, and that was... That's what Sam and I watched.
If I'd known, I would have sent you where I found a pretty decent one.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure you found it at a dodgy site. So
yeah, I did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because it's impossible to find.
It's obscure.
This thing's really obscure.
Which is, and you'd think that Corman's library would be relatively easy to find, because even though his movies tend to be crap, he's very popular. His movies have got a very much a cult status.
You can buy the collection, like the Roger Corman collection. There's collections you can buy of his.
Mm-hmm. So the movie that Ron Howard was rewarded was Grand Theft Auto.
Another car movie. How about that?
Yeah, it's another chase movie. I watched the trailer for it. It looks exactly the same as this one.
Yeah, I did not do any research on it because I knew.
I didn't do any research. I just wanted to see the trailer, and I'm like, wow, is it a remake?
I didn't even go that far. I just saw the title and was like, so he did that movie to do another version of that movie?
Yeah, good way to cut his teeth as a director, right?
That's true. Yeah, he's familiar with the subject matter, and he probably...
No,
in his experience on this movie, he probably went, I could do that better. Yeah. It's very, very possible that's why he did it.
So, Sam, do you want to give us a summary of this movie?
Oh, yeah. This is going to take a long time.
Okay.
All
right. I'm going to buckle in here.
Okay, buckle in. This is a slapstick car chase to impress a girl. Done.
Oh. Click.
That's it.
Unclick. Damn, didn't even get out of the parking lot.
That was faster than the car.
This vehicle cannot get to
This
0
movie
to 60
has
in that.
no plot.
Oh, no.
No, this is... we've already done a giant car chase movie once before on the show.
That was better than this one.
Yes.
Yes, which has influenced
That
some,
was
I guess.
the original Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yep.
Which is pretty similar, but I don't know. It might actually... pretty similar quality, too, as far as the filming goes.
Also, in some essences, some of the slapstick reminded me of used cars as well. Like, especially...
Oh, it was so slapsticky. It was painful. It was actually... I actually groaned out loud.
Yeah, some of those jokes did not age well.
No.
Although it was great to see the kind of Scooby-Doo door gag done with cars.
That was kind of fun, yeah.
I gotta say, I was not expecting that at all.
That is so weird.
That's one of the few things I would probably keep from this movie.
Oh, yeah. In like a suburban neighborhood.
Yeah.
Zoom, 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 zoom.
That actually amused 5-year-old Jay.
Yeah, no, it was probably the best part of the film. I mean, and the acting wasn't bad for the most part. The 4 leads that I cast, or the 4 characters that I cast, those 4 characters were all fairly well acted.
I only cast 2.
I went a completely different direction.
No, I actually cast 4, and then a few other guest appearances. Yeah,
I took a nugget from this movie and ran with it.
Oh, that's great! I can't wait to hear it.
I cannot wait to hear what you came up with, because I would, to be honest, I'm kind of struggling on how you're going to make anything out of this. But we can.
Absolutely, we can. That's the great thing about I like about this movie is there's just a nugget there, and you can do something really different with it.
Well, and as we were talking about before we recorded, somebody saw that nugget, I think, and made Smoking the Bandit, right? Because it's very similar, right? It's cops chasing a fast car. The slapstick in Smoking the Bandit works much better, but it's essentially the same story, right?
Well,
but they've given the characters more character.
It's how many seasons of Dukes of Hazzard?
Well, and Jay mentioned that as well when we were talking before the episode. It's Dukes of Hazzard as well, absolutely. Right? So it definitely...
he's wearing the rebel hat. Rebel hat.
He was, yeah. Right?
Well, no flag, though. No flag.
No flag. So, but it was still orange.
Well...
Right, so you never know what clearly there's at least to me it seems like this did inspire other films and TV because there are definitely elements of this movie in other things. The other things did it better.
Yes,
much better.
Oh well, you don't even have to try that hard.
Yes. That is true. That is true.
But for God's sakes, what's the jokes in here? Like at one point, that car's it's a race car, and they're turning into like a clown car. There's so many people packed in.
Yes, and the guy with his leg sticking out and the broken leg, and it's just this was a try too hard to be funny film.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and half the time though, like after he ditches his friends, I'm like, would have done that minute 10. I just at the end of them like those people are annoying. Ditch him, dude.
Oh yeah, they're partying, they're drinking and yelling, and he's stolen a race car from a county fair, and his dad's the sheriff.
Yeah, this is the other thing I really liked about this movie. There are things I did like about it. Was seeing Ron Howard in this against type role, right? Because he's not a good kid.
No,
he drinks. He has sex. Right? This is definitely not Opie or Richie Cunningham.
No.
So it was really fun to see that aspect and see Ron Howard playing that type of character.
Yeah, but he's such a fuck up that his job literally is changing paper towel rolls all across town.
Yes.
I didn't even know that was a thing you could do.
In the time, I guess it could be. I mean,
we need. We need a guy who can change paper towel. And that kid, he can change a paper towel roll.
Remember, there was a period, and I don't think I've seen these in a long time, ever since they've gotten the air dryers. But remember, you could go in, and there was like sort of these cloth ones that you could pull down, and they would like rotate, and those would get changed out by people all the time. That's sort of, I thought that was like the pre-equivalent of that. Idea.
Yeah, well, they only got rid of those just a few years ago.
Yeah, there's still the odd place where you still see them, but not very often anymore.
No.
Which is too bad, because they were probably the most sanitary way of drying their hands.
Then those
and environmentally
friendly too. Get laundered, so
Bring them back. Bring them back. Bring them back.
Okay, we have now got some sort of weird paper towel thing going on.
Well, sometimes when you put your hands in those little blade things, you have to put them in. I just fear one day my hands will be cut off. I don't know why. I've seen too many movies.
It does look somewhat like a torture device, those ones. Yeah, those Dyson ones, yeah.
It looks like a trap.
It does, kind of.
It's a trap!
I'm totally playing a clip there.
It's a trap! It's a trap!
Well, I think it's also a trailer. This is a good time to run the Roger Corman trailer, and enjoy.
Is there any dialogue in the trailer?
Oh God, yes. That's
okay, good.
There's lots of narration. It's great. It's
cool.
very 70s.
I got more speeding tickets than anybody else in the county.
I want to ride in that car.
They steal a super stocker and tell the world to eat my dust. Darlene is in the fast cars. Hoover is in the Darlene. When they get their hands on 700 horses, they've got to get into trouble. They're all about to scream and squeal and shattering smash-a-thon. A hot date in a hot car cruising at 150, rubber burning, and Smokey can't put it out.
Let us just blow them away.
And if you want to catch them, I suggest you call the Strategic Air Command.
Well, can they catch us?
Yeah, if I run into a wall or something.
Hoover, you're outrageous.
Ron Howard pops the clutch and tells the world to eat my dust.
Yeah, very 70s trailer. That voice. Was that the Batman 66 narration voice?
It could be.
I almost think so. It sounds so much like him.
Yeah.
Or it's somebody who's doing a really great job of imitating him.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, it's only been 10 years after that TV series, and I think it was on for 3 seasons. So, I mean, it perfectly makes sense that he would have been around doing other narration jobs. So.
Yeah, especially. And Roger Corman probably caught him on a budget, too, if he wasn't getting a lot of work near the end of his career, too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or if we want to find out, just do the Batman voiceovers and add banjo music over top of it. Then we'll be able to figure it out. There's a constant ding-a-ling-ling-ling-ling-ling.
Yeah, that's what we need. There. Somebody do that. Dude, give me a Batman narration with the and send that to me.
That will be amazing.
Yeah, I will be forever in your debt, and I will play that on air. It will be
over and over and over again.
Oh,
That's a ringtone. That's what that is.
Meanwhile, in Gotham City.
Ding-a-ling-ling-ling-ling-ling.
I want it. I want it so bad. And yes, I would use that as a ringtone.
Right? Yeah, if you guys make it, there's a possibility you will hear that ringtone coming out of our phones.
Yeah. Okay, so Ron Howard plays a kid named Hoover Neibold, because we got to make really stupid names. There's Darlene Kurtz. I think Darlene's parents were pretty hilarious because they had the thick German accents.
Yes.
Almost like they were intentionally casting people to justify the names.
Yes.
Yeah. We got this German couple. They're going to be your parents, so we're going to name you Kurtz.
Well, the mother, wasn't she in a Bond film or something? The actress who played the mother?
Maybe. I don't know.
No, Christopher Norris was in a Bond film.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, yeah, somebody was in a Bond film.
Yeah, it was Christopher Norris. Yeah, that was really her biggest claim to fame in this movie.
Yeah.
And that's questionable.
Yeah.
I am not covering up my feelings about this movie at all.
No.
It's okay. I don't think anybody's going to argue with you like last week with Rec.
No.
And in the end, you did most of the arguing with yourself. So
that's the only way you can come up with it. I mean, like I said, I knew I should have liked that movie, but I just didn't.
Yep. But this one, no worries.
No worries.
No worries.
Nobody liked it.
No, this is terrible. This was voted by Roger Ebert. It was one of the top 3 worst movies in 1976. I can see why, but it still made money. $5 million is nothing to sneeze at.
No, it really isn't. Not especially in the 70s.
Absolutely.
All right, so Hoover steals a winning race car from this county fair to impress a girl who's really not all that into him. She even says, I played it at the beginning of this episode, but, what do you got to lose? My self-respect.
Yeah.
She's really quite mean about it, but she's a bit of a speed whore.
Well, she's
very much a speed whore, yeah.
Frankly, Hoover's kind of an idiot. She's upfront that this is not a thing. She doesn't really truly lead him on in any way, but he still thinks.
True, yeah. He's trying to impress her because he's
trying to change her mind.
He's trying to change her mind about him. And so, yeah, he goes and does the dumbest thing he can do and steals the race car. She pops in and then it's the entire town is in pursuit.
Yeah. And guys do dumb shit for pussy, but this is probably the dumbest shit.
Thank you. I had to ask that question because I'm like going, would that really work? Is what my big question was. It just seems so absurd.
And his dad, who's the town sheriff, who's a pretty stern guy. You can even see that when he's watching the races, he's just bitter old dude.
Yeah, he's a hard ass who hates everybody.
Yeah.
But, kind of throughout the film, he's like one of the best kind of characters. There is sort of an arc there. He does love his son.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
He's just disappointed in him.
Yeah, he's trying to protect him in a way. He's like, okay, all cars, be on the lookout for this race car. My son is driving it, but he's not dangerous.
Yeah.
Later on, that's amended. He's unarmed, not dangerous at all. But I think the cops are more dangerous in this movie.
Yeah. The cops are dangerous
so much
to everybody.
Destruction.
They're fucking idiots.
Oh, they're terrible.
They're terrible drivers.
They're terrible drivers. They're dumb.
Yeah.
They are really dumb men. And Hoover's kind of cast is kind of a little simple, to be honest. He's not a very bright guy.
He's a good driver, but I get the feeling if he'd run down some people, he wouldn't have felt too bad about it.
Yeah, he's not really an intelligent guy. He's talented.
He drove some poor old man senile.
Yes,
but literally drove him into senility.
Yes,
dropped him off. And there's at one point there's an ambulance that's run off the road, and then the patient comes out the back, and the ambulance had its lights on. It was going somewhere. He killed people.
But he does make up for it because he wakes a guy from the dead that was in the back of the hearse.
Yeah, but still.
Karmic balance, yes.
That's right. He evened out. He's killing people, but raising people from the dead.
But his moral compass is definitely skewed because they break into that house.
It's right between his legs. Yes.
Yeah. And it's right like they break into that house where Richie Cunningham has sex, guys.
Yep. Because they were out of gas, so he needed to do something until he got some gas, which he got on a horse-drawn carriage.
I really did like that.
That another one of the few moments in the film that was actually successful.
Yeah, until he does the dance around with the pavement. And I'm like, I hate these little cash gags where he just the guy at the is just getting taken because he's so stupid.
Especially considering that this poor simple guy covered for Hoover with the cops.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he takes him for like $35.
Yeah. So mean.
Yeah, not cool.
No. Not cool at all. He's a little con man too.
Yes.
And his friends are just douchebags, but they're just all along for the ride. So
they're just
why was the guy with the broken leg also had to get a gun to go pheasant shooting when you're
got me.
Because they needed a reason to have the gun in the car because there's a gag with it. Right?
Yeah, there is a gag, but when they said they're unarmed, and it was right after he has the gun, and I thought that was going to play a little bit more where the cops were thinking, oh shit, these guys are dangerous because they're firing off a weapon. But that never comes into play.
No,
it really I thought it was going to be more of a plot device, but nope.
And he had a broken leg, and the way he was like firing so wildly, I thought there'd be like a whole gag where like he shoots himself, but it would be in the foot again.
Yes,
that's why he had.
If you're going to use it as a gag, that would have been a funnier gag.
Yeah. This guy's bad with a gun, FYI.
Yeah. I mean, if you're doing something like that and I think the problem is they couldn't decide what this movie was. Like they really had no idea if there was going to be a serious car chase movie where there was going to be violence or if it was a comedy, because it tried to walk that line down the middle and didn't do either successfully.
Yeah.
Right? Because so they could have done something really great with that setup, but they didn't do anything with it instead.
Yeah, and then for some reason it seemed at one point they're like, well maybe there's a romance because there's like discussion of them to keep driving, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, it didn't sound so much of as a romance as she's so turned on by the speed that she could have gone on forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it could have been like a Bonnie and Clyde type of film.
Yeah.
Right? But instead, it's just this flat, horny guy gets taken by a manipulative girl.
And you know what? I get the feeling if the cops hadn't chased him, he would just brought the car back and everything would have been fine. It would have just been a high-speed ride.
Right. His intent was to borrow it. That's all he wanted to do was borrow it. Right? He even says, I'm just going to borrow it for a little while. I think he actually says that at some point.
Yeah.
And
I mean, granted, the whole rampage gets the town filing into the jail.
Okay, and I kind of enjoyed that with all the people coming in.
Yeah, go wait in the waiting room. That was funny.
Yeah,
go wait in our lounge. It's a freaking drunk tank.
Yeah,
and it smells like vomit and urine, and that was quite funny.
There was the one closed cell where the hand was.
Yeah, I love that horror movie moment. It was awesome.
It was just weird and out of place, and then don't go in that room.
Yeah, that's definitely Roger Corman going, hey, I do horror too.
Yeah.
We keep our zombies in that room.
Yeah.
Something else really bad happened in that place.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was very much a non sequitur. Like, that's just fucking weird. I like it.
Yeah, my God. Yeah, I don't know what was in that cell.
No, that should be like an ongoing, that should have been discussed with the people filing in, just being hanging out to get something happening with this chase with their complaints, and he just doesn't want to deal with it. So, but that should have been what's in there.
Yeah, there were lots of great setups that never came to fruition in this movie.
No, there are little side stories that could have been an entire storyline in of themselves, just with little nuggets here and there that were just fantastic.
Oh yeah, like that thing in the cell. It could have been like he's going like, Hoover, I have had enough to deal with in the last little while, because there's just some horrible thing in the cell. Can you tell anybody?
Yeah, your brother Electrolux in the other room there is making me crazy. Sorry, I had to go with the vacuum joke.
Nice. I was going with Braun. What's the one? The handheld one.
That was Braun.
That was Braun?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, the only one I could think of was Electrolux. But.
Oh no, vacuum jokes.
And this older sister Broom.
At least call her Broomhilda.
Oh no, yes, no. His mom is Broom, Broomhilda, and that's where they got the idea.
Their sister Swiffer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Little Swiffer is so disappointed in you.
Yeah, but there could have been a joke like there's some jokes along those lines, right? About what's in that room.
What would Baby Dyson think of this? Okay, sorry. That's done. Those are all the vacuums I know.
Yeah, you know more than I do, apparently.
Yeah, that was the one too many, as it was. The first one was one too many, but it was great.
Yeah. Oh, no.
And this has been the last episode of Invasion of the Remake.
You could have done something with that, and then just sort of something where the chaos of the cells could have been like a whole thing. Mm-hmm. They sort of intimate to it, but they never really go anywhere with it.
Now, it's Big Bubba's race car, and what do you call his car? Mabel?
Yeah.
Mabel. Yeah, Big Bubba's... It's his car. He seems to be really amused by the whole thing.
He does, and I really enjoyed that, actually. Because in the end, I mean, you can tell that he's impressed with how skilled Hoover is.
Yeah.
Right? Because he had that dialogue with Hoover at the beginning of the movie where they're talking about the car and Bubba's race career, because Bubba's sort of the premier in this farm league of stock car guys. Right?
But he's getting on in years.
Yeah, he's getting on in years, but his car is still the best car out there.
Yeah.
And they talk about the car and all the techie stuff that car guys talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But he also mentions those hot rod magazines are full of garbage.
Yeah.
He's like, that's not. There's none of that's true.
Yeah, and he's probably the best developed character in the whole movie, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Even though he doesn't get very much screen time.
No.
He just hangs out and has beers at the police station.
Yeah, that's funny. All the drinking, especially the drinking stock car drivers.
There are 2 drinking games you can play with this movie. One is to take a drink, and every time you see somebody take a drink, which happens a lot, and it's usually the drivers that are drinking. Mm-hmm. Don't do that.
You play this game at home.
Yeah. And the other drinking game you can play is every time you see a pumpkin.
Yes.
Yes, there's
I
so many
guess
pumpkins.
that is probably their main export.
Yeah, it must be a pumpkin farming community.
Well, it's around Halloween.
Yeah,
There's a whole bit at the end where they're driving through town and it's kids out trick or treating.
Yeah.
So that would explain the pumpkins probably more so than it being a pumpkin.
Must have been in the southern U.S. I can't remember where this takes place, but it's more dry and arid. So
yeah, and it's warm because they're in shorts and it's October. Although that can be here sometimes.
It's very rare up here. You're usually trick or treating in snow.
Yeah,
usually. But yeah, how big is this county?
I don't know. I thought he was just doing loops, but I guess it's a lot of farmland and not much of a town.
Well, how many deputies were there? There's a lot of them.
There were soon to be a lot of deputies. But, I mean, he does exhaust
lot of
them
cars.
pretty much because at one point he finally has to call in the stock car drivers because he doesn't have any more cop cars left.
Yeah,
He's got one left.
Bubba was kept trying to offer them up.
Yeah.
And by the time they get the green light to go, they're all pretty loaded.
Oh, and I do have to mention, there's one of my favorite bits of this whole movie was the very well-spoken deputy. He's always very erudite in talking about it appears I seem to have inverted my car.
Yeah, he never breaks that character.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, that's some characterization I would like to keep in that. You're right. He was a fun character, yes.
Yeah.
For what little screen time he did get.
I know, but he was so memorable because you knew, like,
you need the talker guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's incompetent but intelligent.
Could probably tell he probably fell into this gig. If he had the money to go to university or something, that he would have enjoyed that. He just happened to have to live here.
But the career choices in this town are obviously quite limited because it's a small town, and Hoover, as we mentioned, changes paper towel rolls. So yeah, there's not a lot of career advancement happening in this town. So yeah, either you're a cop or you're a paper towel changer guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or a race car driver, and maybe somebody who runs a store, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Oh, or running a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, the one Chinese restaurant in town.
Yes, the front of the Chinese restaurant is taken down.
Absolutely.
Just falls down. And there's a Chinese lawyer that represents the Chinese people who own this, and every Chinese person or place or thing starts with the word chow.
Uh-huh.
So it's chow lin, chow ling, chow fat, chow whatever, which I thought was really racist. But.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the fact is, they didn't demolish any other business in town except that
They didn't. And this town reminds me of Sunnydale from the Buffy series. It's supposed to be a small town, but it's got way more people than this small town should have.
Or South Park.
That's
or
true.
South Park, yes.
You're very correct.
There are. It's because I don't even want to go on about Sunnydale. That does not make sense.
No.
And this town doesn't either.
If they were vampires, that would have made this movie way better.
Oh, my God.
Vampires make almost everything better. Almost.
Vampire car chase movie?
Ooh. I think I like where you're going.
There we go. I love it.
I didn't cast for that.
Nor did I.
Well, we can't call it Blood Drive. That name's already been taken.
Why did you have to do that, Trish?
I'm sorry.
You know how we feel about it being canceled.
I know, and I feel bad too. But we can get past this, guys.
We can buy the DVD.
Yes.
Coming soon to Blu-ray. I have it on pre-order.
Yes.
There's a plug. We're going to plug you
now.
guys till you bring it back.
Yes. We must see it again.
Yeah, all 6 of our listeners, please sign our petition.
That's right. It'll bring our petition up to 9, including us.
Yes. That'll be enough, right?
And maybe tell some friends to get us into double digits.
You don't have to watch. Just sign the damn petition.
Yeah. We could get as high as 12 if we really try, guys.
It's already bigger than the audience blood drive had.
Yeah, I think the audience might have been the 3 of us.
It might have been.
Yeah. I think there was more.
I'm pretty sure there were more.
All right. Anyway, back to this movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think we've done the plot.
we pretty much covered the plot right at the beginning. We just filled it out a little bit. We talked more about what little parts were good about the movie.
Yeah. Well, there's the stopover at the house, and that's where Hoover actually gets laid. So
yeah.
Some shower sex.
Yes.
Yeah. Shower sex.
Way to go.
Yeah, they're like I said, they
After
really
she
make
does her
themselves
hair.
at home.
They do, considering when he's out getting gas and she's telling her friend that she doesn't give 2 shits about this dude.
No.
It's just a joyride. Yeah. And apparently so's the sex in the shower. It's just a joyride.
Yeah, I don't know. This woman is very pure id. She's she's what she wants and does. But I mean, you look at it like she's got these very wealthy parents who are basically probably ensuring that nothing bad will ever happen to her.
Mm-hmm.
So why not? She can get away with it.
And I mean, there's something about that characterization that works really well for the movie, or would work really well for the movie, I should say, if the movie were better written. Mm-hmm. Because she's the driving force in this movie. She really is. Hoover's the lead character and the driver, but she's the reason he does everything.
Yeah. There should be a character early on in the movie that's a female friend of Hoover's but that girl wants something a little more meaningful with Hoover. That girl that you can see the goodness in her early on, and then is just witness to this garbage that is going on.
And I thought that was one of his
So at least he
friends
winds
at
up
one
with
point.
something.
They almost...
Then again, he does wind up with a job as a race car driver, I assume, after he gets out of jail.
Yeah. Well,
although it doesn't sound like Bubba's going to lay charges.
No,
but the rest of the town probably will.
And they talked about how he keeps negotiating with him. Okay, 3 months probation, and you have to pay everything back, and that's probably the best I can do.
Yes, yeah, the ongoing probate, because they can't catch him. They can't.
They cannot catch him.
Yeah.
And that's why Bubba's so impressed by him. But yeah, he does so much property damage. Actually, he doesn't do very much property damage on his own. That's always the cops.
Mm-hmm. Except the house.
Except for the house.
When they get cornered in and he drives out the other end of the garage.
I didn't say no, none. I said not very much.
But that farm, I was real pissed off at that. I'm like going, you were destroying this man's farm.
Your friend's father's farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
the neighbor with the shotgun.
Yeah.
Like it drove me nuts. And like he's not blameless in that whole thing. Like he's leading this cop around the farm.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of this damage as well. So yeah, that pissed me off. This poor farmer.
Yeah, and I think that was my biggest issue. One of my biggest issues with the movie is Hoover's not very likable. You don't really like your lead character.
Yeah, that's the problem. There's not enough setup with him to make him likable. So you kind of want him to get caught.
Yeah, and because his behavior, there's nothing to like about his behavior.
No, he's reckless. He's not thinking of others at all when he takes that car.
No.
He's literally just thinking for himself.
No, he's not thinking at all.
Yeah.
No.
All the blood rushed to the wrong head.
Yeah.
Which makes me surprised that he could still drive. I don't know. I can't shift.
It's not a stick shift.
Right?
Yeah, and I'm surprised it took him as long as it did to, like you said, to ditch his friends. Because I mean, this was all about him getting the girl, and all of a sudden he's got all these kids, his whole gang coming along, crashing his party.
Yeah, at that point he gets frustrated with that because he's the driver trying to keep the cops from catching him with all these distractions around him.
I mean, that's the ultimate cockblock.
Yeah, he does get Darlene to.
They want to stop for a radio.
Yeah, they want to stop for a radio, so everybody kind of gets out, and while they're at the gas station or wherever,
no, they're at her house.
Oh,
and
there
her
was
mom's
a house.
like, "Do you guys want some cookies and some
right?"
milk?
So yeah, they're kind of gathering up, and she just grabs the radio and like, "All right, let's go."
Yeah, but what's funny, I guess
the radio's
when he
just
pulls
so they
away,
can find out what's going on.
No, but they want music. They want music and just hang out.
Yeah.
But there's the one girl is just her mouth is just open. She's like, oh.
Well, he makes
that surprised cat.
Yeah, he makes sense about it too. It's like look, all these people are just slowing us down.
Yeah.
You know, it's more weight in the car.
It is more weight in the car.
So for her, if you're going to justify anything to her, you're like, oh, we can go faster? Oh, okay, yeah, let's ditch all these people.
And then you do the Scooby-Doo thing. That was right before Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
And if you don't know the door gag, then you just had a shitty childhood.
We can't help you. It's been done and redone in many movies as well.
Just YouTube, Scooby-Doo door gag, and about a bazillion will come up, I'm sure.
For sure. They did in Scary Movie too, didn't they?
I'm sure they did.
One of the Scary Movies.
Isn't there in an Abbott and Costello, there's a thing with that too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Hell, they did it in the Scooby Natural episode of Supernatural.
Nice. Yes, they did.
Yep.
So... you got to have seen it.
You have to know what we mean.
Yes, it is very much part of pop culture.
Yeah, it's an old vaudeville gag.
Yeah.
It was predates Scooby-Doo, but everybody knows it from Scooby-Doo.
That's true.
It's become just part of the lexicon of that show.
It really has.
Yeah. I would just insert the green machine at one point during that whole sequence.
Well, let's jazz this thing up a little bit. We need to soup it up. We need to get under the hood and remodel this damn thing.
Yeah, we do. And
I think the small town setting kind of works. I think if you're going to go Dukes of Hazzard, you kind of need a boss hog.
You do kind of need a boss hog. I was going like a slightly different direction. Given NASCAR culture in the U.S., I was going to amp it up right up to like actual NASCAR level, right? And have the movie start at a NASCAR event.
Right.
See, and that kind of plays into where I was going with mine. Which is I took the nugget. I took the one nugget that I really liked about this, whereas at the end, he gets, like, the guy's really impressed with his drive. He's like, take her out on the course. So what I have, I don't know. Should I tell you?
Yeah,
go right into it.
Yeah.
Okay. What I have here is I have kind of a larger cast. What we have is we have drivers, and they'll make bets on some young kid they think can. This is just for fun. They're making money, so they'll bet on a kid and like kind of orchestrate this kind of car chase. It's kind of Cannonball Run meets Fast and Furious meets.
So you use this girl to manipulate him into stealing a car.
There's 3 people that I have like 3
I'm
bets.
digging this.
3 people manipulate these people into taking these cars.
Still has some comic beats to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and like all these drivers have this, and then I have like there's one wealthy person who sort of orchestrates the whole thing. That's played by Ron Howard.
Oh, nice.
You got to have Ron Howard in it, yeah.
But yeah, so whichever driver, whoever's bet wins, that driver gets money.
That could be really interesting. As far.
But if you're going to bring the drivers into it later on in the movie to help catch this guy, isn't it in their best interest to try to let him get away? Or maybe that is their purpose. They're trying to get in the way of the cops.
They're blocking other people.
Yeah, that's why Bubba is volunteering them up, is so that they can get in on the game.
Yeah, they're blocking the cops, but they're also blocking other cars so that their bet can win.
Interesting.
That's very interesting.
So are there other drivers involved, or is it just this one kid?
I put aside because I thought like what would be kind of the magical number. 3 drivers with their 3 bets that can do it. There's like kind of other drivers, but they're all cameos by real life drivers, like Danica Patrick and Jeff. What's his name? I can't remember.
Jeff Johnson?
Maybe.
Because that's who I cast as Bubba. So.
Yeah, but yeah, so like there are all these other cars who are kind of they're in on this bet. This is like just something that car drivers do, but nobody else knows about. It's kind of a secret. And so it's like these three drivers are betting on it. They have their 3 people they want to do it. They kind of choose them, groom them, get them to go into it. But yeah, like but then the other drivers are like cameos of other drivers.
Are these drivers going to know that this kid is the son of, I guess it wouldn't be this town sheriff anymore, but like police chief or maybe, or...
Yeah, I don't know if I really went with that. Like, that might be part of it.
Or maybe...
I kind of didn't need that beat.
Yeah.
If I'm doing this, I don't know. I don't
know if it needs to be like his father per se.
It doesn't. You know what? It doesn't, because of the way the story changed. It would actually need him, right? You don't need that character.
But you kind of need you
need a
I have sheriffs and deputies. Yes. I have those guys.
If you're going to have in a bigger city, you do need that cop side of the perspective. Well, it'd be interesting that the person in charge of the case might be related, but you don't get that until the end of the film as more of a final beat rather than an early beat.
Exactly. Yeah, like one of the cops is a good driver.
Yeah, and you can have that moment over the radio where he's talking to one of the drivers, and you get that moment. Well, Dad, that's not good enough, or something like that. Just that little bit, one little beat.
Yeah. Well, actually, it would be kind of cool if somebody at dispatch, like, this is how they get this game happening. Is they do have some guys in their pocket at the police station to try to open things up a little bit.
Ooh. They could do that too, yeah.
So
nice, because this is a wealthy game, right?
Yeah, it also brings a slight level of corruption in there, but you still want to kind of keep it light and comedic, I think.
Yeah, you do.
You don't want to make it too heavy, but you want to balance it.
Yeah, you have a choice. You can either go really you can go light, or you can go really dark, but you can't walk that line right down the middle.
I would put it as sort of a part of corruption where the cops do this, and part of the deal is as long as nobody gets hurt, as long as the damage is kept to a minimum, and you give us money for our police fund, we will let you do this.
I'd like to have a little
that edge,
because I almost feel like you do need a little bit of a bad guy.
You do need a little bit of a bad guy, and I think the problem with the only issue I have with this is that could present NASCAR in a bad light.
Yeah.
Right. And
I went with just
you're not going to
car.
get your guest stars in that. Yeah.
You can do that, but like I had them as like kind of stock car, because I was looking at a few other places where they just do like racing, like there's like hit and drag racing. Like I'm just looking at like some small towns do that.
All kinds of like stock car racing. There's
well, in Edmonton there's that track.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean NASCAR is just sort of the big one, but there's local levels, and there's mini levels, and there's all kinds of different levels. Because I was looking at that when I wanted to cast a NASCAR driver as our NASCAR driver, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the idea. You could I would maybe narrow it down a little bit and just have them pick one driver and take bets on how long it takes the cops to catch him.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think that maybe simplifies it, and it gets a little closer back to the core of the
original story. I like the
I still want my casting of like at least a couple of other drivers that are like in on it and kind of helping out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I said.
There is some manipulation going on. I mean, you're using Darlene to get him to steal the car in the first place.
Yeah.
So she's the one luring him in to do this bet and most likely taking the most risk. Well, but we got to figure out what her payoff is too.
Well, and that here's the thing is because one of my favorite lines in the original movie is when he finally realizes it was all about the car in the first place, and he said it was always about the car, wasn't it? Right? I want that line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So that could be her motivation to get him to our driver to drive. Is she wants to ride in the car. She's not a driver, but she's a speed freak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So that's how they get her to manipulate him.
I think she should get a payoff for it.
Yeah.
Like there should be something. I think she's interested in doing it in the first place, but there should be a payoff.
I think she's interested in the car. I also kind of want her to be like at some points I want her to be wanting to drive the car, but it could be like that whole thing where it's the sponsor of a car. Like, this is the best car like in the league and this is a sponsorship and somebody's put that forward. And now that's her car. That's the car that she races. That's her number. There's that. I don't know if that would work. You know what I mean?
Or
like
maybe
Castrol and all that.
Yeah, or maybe the car's called Mabel in the original movie. Mm-hmm. Maybe one of the drivers will name their car after her. Something like that, where she gets some sort of recognition for her efforts without. I mean, it could be financial,
or
right?
they
maybe
just buy her a nice car.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe she is a speed freak. Maybe she's related to one of the drivers.
Yeah.
It's just like,
that's what I'm thinking. Maybe she could, or they're like going, okay, now you've just bought an engine for my car that I want.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe we're overcomplicating it a little bit. Because I mean, we don't.
She should get something out of it.
She needs some motivation.
I think a payoff.
Yeah, I think that she gets a portion of the winning bet.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So yeah, she gets like 20% or 25% of the from the winner's pool.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
it's just something simple. Right?
I think part of it too is I would like her or him, because I had other male ones who did this as well. As part of the characters, they do this kind of all the time. They spot the talent. Like, part of her job is to find the new driver, like to figure out who it is that they want.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, I mean, you could have them like watch, because you can tell who the pit bunnies are. Right, they're the ones who are sort of standing around looking at the cars, right? And I think that's how you would set it up is because you have the scene where in the original where Hoover's goes and talks to Bubba about his car, right? So maybe Bubba or Bubba the character or one of the other drivers sees her hanging around at that same moment, kind of watching and looking at the car, right? Not looking at Hoover or our Hoover type character, but looking at the car, kind of wide-eyed, is like she really wants to get in that car. Or maybe they even let her sit in the car.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I think the way I have it set up... We could
have her flirting with the other drivers, too.
Yeah.
Trying to get a ride.
Mm-hmm. What I have this set up is like that she's in on it and there's a deal with it. Like, is it the bad, right?
No, we agree that she should be in on the overall thing, but I don't see her as being an ongoing shill. Like, I don't think she goes out every single time.
No, I think I like this. You have her eyeing the cars or whatever, flirting with the other drivers. The people who are in charge of this, that are coordinating this little bet race thing, they're like going, let's go talk to her and say, hey, if she can get this guy to steal the car, you can go on that ride.
Ooh.
Yeah, and offer some money.
That's where I was going.
Offer money.
That's where I was going.
There we go.
That's where I was going.
It simplifies things. Offer a little money for doing it.
Yeah.
And
you know what? No money. They'll just make sure that if there's any charges, that they take care of any lawyer fees or bail costs that come associated with it. She gets a ride and she's protected.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's that's kind of,
I don't know.
It doesn't make her as whorish that way. I mean, because
that's why I went with an engine rather than like pure money. Like, maybe she is just like kind of a grease monkey who's into the cars themselves.
Yeah, but that takes away from our driver character to a certain extent as well. Like I think we're placing too much emphasis on the cars and the car culture at that point. Because if she's into cars and like into like actual working on cars.
Well, if we establish cars, like what her skill is, she's got. I mean, obviously she's hot, but she's got that gift for the gab and can get them out of some troubles that they can talk themselves out of. That's where she comes in.
Yeah.
Because like I said,
because I don't know, the
she's a bit
driver
of a
character,
con.
here's the thing. More than one person can have knowledge about engines. They can. It just
absolutely.
happens.
Yeah, we're not saying that.
But I mean, Hoover seems to be more of a driver, and other people deal with that. Like I don't know if he's like
he's a
pure
gearhead.
grease monkey gearhead.
They talk to him, but
he's very much a gearhead.
Yeah.
But I see what you're trying to do there, Trish. But she's a speed freak. I don't know that she would be a car freak though. Like I think she's an adrenaline junkie more so than a car freak.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
okay, if you make her an adrenaline junkie, I might be on board.
Well,
but
she is in the movie.
She is.
Yeah,
that's exactly what she is.
She's very much an adrenaline junkie. She gets off on the car on the crashes and the speed and all of the trappings that are coming with this car chase. Not just the ride, but all the other stuff that goes on with it. She's an overprivileged, overprotected.
See, then that's the thing.
Child, right?
I don't think they need to offer her protection. I think part of the whole bit that is the allure of her character is she has no fear about this.
Yeah,
I still think she's doing something illegal. You got to just offer like, hey, this is the payout. You'll be protected.
Yeah, I think that would be enough.
You get a share of this bet.
Yeah.
See, but then the protection takes away that
this
danger.
Totally messes up my casting anyhow, so it's all good.
Because, offering protection would be like, okay, yeah, I don't know. There's something about that kind of takes it away.
As a as she's not driving, she's not really responsible for what's happening. She's just there to get him to do it.
Yeah.
That's all she's doing. So
then
there's
she
no
doesn't
real
really need
protection.
The
Yeah,
but her motivation is the thrill of the ride. They're capitalizing on her interest in the car ride.
They're manipulating her just as much as they're manipulating him.
They're manipulating everybody, but they use her. They find their bait for their driver, right? So that's all she is she's bait. Right? Mm-hmm. They just use her as that bait, just by manipulating her as much as they manipulate him.
I think this is what I'm sort of getting at when I'm discussing this character. When you talk like speed freak, like I don't know what your experience is. Like when you're in a car and you're not driving and it's going fast, that's okay?
For some people it is, yeah.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
For me, no. Unless I'm driving, that's not thrilling.
And not everybody gets off on the same things though, right?
Yeah.
Right? She doesn't have, I don't think that this character, at least in the way we're recreating it now, is a skilled driver. But she gets off on not just the speed, but all of the other stuff. The cop chase. Like she's getting off on the experience as a whole.
And she's shaping this.
And she's shaping it. So it's the control as well.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is why I don't think like she has to be picked out of a lineup out of nowhere. I think that's why I'm going to get confused with the motivation. If she gets off on all of this, does she know all of this is going to happen?
Well, we need to set up the characters early on and what they're good at. So maybe we'll see Hoover doing some driving, and maybe we just see her manipulating people to get things that she wants.
See, and that would make more sense.
Yeah, you got to establish what kind of, like, she's a grifter, she's a talker, and she uses her looks to get things.
She's spoiled and she's used to getting what she wants.
Yeah.
Right?
Which I think I would prefer that she not come out of nowhere.
She's really kind of the villain of the movie.
Somebody has be like, I have the perfect person who can do this, and they know who she is. It's not out of nowhere. I feel that makes more sense. Because, I mean, they're not going to... There's a lot of money riding on this in my head.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just going to randomly pick some person and hope for the best.
Yeah, well, maybe she is in on the scam, and has done this several times. Or at least a couple.
I don't know.
Worked with these guys on other scams. Or other smaller things. Maybe she just knows one of these drivers peripherally.
Yeah, I like to say maybe she's known to one of the drivers through.
So like they're going, hey guys, what if we had? What do you think would happen if an average person?
I
met this girl in
yeah.
Memphis.
Yeah.
I swear she's probably going to be good for this.
Yeah, something like along those lines. I'd be fine with that. I don't want her to be an ongoing thing for them, though. I think that this is something that needs to be secular, right? Her experience has to be as new to her as it is to him.
And we can see a little bit more of an arc with her as we go, because it's fairly straight line, and seeing her reveal that she's manipulating him, but maybe she softens to him a little bit, like she does give him that kiss at the end, but at the end it still was just all about the drive.
It was all about the car.
See, and like I wouldn't mind at the end where like it leaves it where she's like, that was fun, we could do this again sometime, or just open-ended.
See, that works a little bit better for me.
He should be like, which part?
Yeah, if we make it too big and too much of a conspiracy, I think it overcomplicates things. If it's too big, then it's just going to make it more
Yeah, like I just have
There's
a
just-
small.
It seems too planned, and it loses the natural feel that this movie did have.
Yeah,
and
it's
that's the thing I'm really worried about.
Yeah, maybe it shouldn't be an annual thing. It is a bet among a couple of
And it's
more
very
corrupt
spontaneous
drivers.
between them. Maybe-
Or the owners of the cars. They're not the drivers of the cars. They're the owners, because there's a big difference.
Yeah, other drivers don't necessarily
My
want
casting still works.
Yeah, because it all came together for me. Just right. One of the drivers does know this girl, and they know that she's a bit of an adrenaline junkie and she's a bit of a manipulator, and they know that she really wants to go for a ride in one of these cars. So
Yeah.
they sweeten the pot for her a little bit, and they say, do you know anybody who'd want to drive one of these cars?
The longer you are out there, without getting caught, the more money you make.
Yeah.
There we go. It's like a taxi fare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And she says, and they ask him, do you know somebody who could drive this car?
Yeah.
And she'd be like, yeah, I know Hoover, right?
Yeah, it can't be a pro driver because that's just the end
And
of their career.
this can open up some of the things, like when they could possibly bring in some of these other drivers. You could have the bosses being like, okay, you're not so interested in catching this car.
Yeah. Or maybe they are because they don't know about it. They're like,
That's my car.
yeah, this fucker stole one of our cars. Right? And, that's a big deal because these cars are $1 million cars. They're not like a $40,000 car. They are worth literally, in some cases, millions of dollars.
With the big guys having it, to them, these $1 million cars are Tonka toys. They don't care if it gets wrecked.
Yeah, because they get wrecked all the time. in the races.
They got insurance, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Yeah, that.
There we go. My casting still works.
And
I can
that's
still
probably
have
why
my three
Bubba didn't
betters.
care that much either.
And
that car really didn't get hurt at all.
No, it really didn't. It should have.
Yeah, it should have.
But it really didn't. But I think that he was just getting a kick out of the skill of this driver, and I'd like to have Bubba to have that same experience.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be pissed off at first, but as he realizes how good this driver really is,
Yeah.
he's like, I just kind of want to watch the show now.
And that's sort of also where this nugget happens, is like there's a respect that sort of blossoms here when he's like, wow, that guy keeps going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I probably have less mass destruction and more of the Fast and the Furious type style car driving, because we can do that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you could tell that a lot of this stuff was stitched together.
Yes.
But
They're like, we have this location.
But I will say the opening scene
That's fun.
during the credits is freaking awesome. Where
You did write that down.
Yeah, where it's from that point of view down the road. It's almost enough to make you nauseous, but it's really cool.
Yeah, it's very video game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That would be great in a drive-in. Can you imagine just seeing that on the big drive-in screen?
and you know what? Maybe
The
that's why
VR.
it did so well.
It's our first VR movie.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, it's because you're right.
It did make me think about, like, what if we never see Hoover's face and it's all first person?
Oh, like the
Like Hardcore Henry?
Like
That's it,
Hardcore Henry.
After watching Hardcore Henry and loving that movie,
I love the experiment, but I don't know if I'd want to see it.
No,
with
because
this
I
kind of
did
movie.
find that by the end of the movie, I was
Yeah.
feeling a little off. Like I was like my inner ears were messed up in a bad way. Right? It's like when I play first-person video games, I'm fine, but when I'm watching somebody play it, it's the same kind of thing, right?
And it also, I think, only works in certain respects, like when we're talking about rec, when we never see the cameraman.
Yeah.
It's about that, being the surrogate. But it's kind of...
Yeah, I mean, with Hardcore Henry, where your lead character is the one you never see. The guy holding the camera is not the lead character in most of these found footage things.
That's exactly right. Yeah,
That gives me crossover, actually, my casting. It's so funny you mentioned that. That's hilarious.
it always seems to happen or happens so often.
It's weirdly creepy but fun.
Well, hey, I mean, there's a little, if you want to speak crossover, one of the reasons I chose a Ron Howard movie is there's a little movie, if you've gone to the theater recently, directed by Ron Howard.
Oh, yeah, that teeny one?
Yeah, the
Little
teeny
one,
one. Solo?
That indie?
Yeah, that little indie solo movie.
Yeah. You know what? For an indie movie, I think it's going to do fine.
Yeah, it'll do all right.
Should be okay.
Yeah.
It's tied to some other smaller film franchise, isn't it?
We've talked about that franchise.
It's part of a
couple
quote-unquote universe, from what I understand.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're talking about more of a Car Wars thing right now, so.
Yeah, the Car Wars. Like in Fast and the Furious, where they have Han Solo. That's Han's full name in Fast and Furious.
That's right. We're not going anywhere with that.
No.
So many crossovers. The web is coming together.
It's always coming together.
Yeah. Well,
sometimes a little sloppily, but it comes together.
Well, like this movie.
Yeah. Well, this movie never came together.
It was sloppily. It took 4 weeks to shoot, and Ron Howard was there for 10 of those days.
Yeah.
Obviously, they had a proper driver for the exterior car stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it had an interesting start and a fun ending, and the odd bit in the middle. It's just, but for the most part, the middle didn't quite gel.
No.
Yeah.
And in some ways, too, because there was it's a lot of car chases. I don't know about you, but after a while, I felt a bit fatigued.
Yes.
By all
I don't know. I mean, if you do it well, like Mad Max Fury Road, it's just one long car chase, but if you do it well, it's super engaging.
And
they had a story
we already talked
along
about
the
Smokin'
way.
the Bandit, another one that does it very, very well.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious movies do it very well.
Yeah, but you got to keep you got to keep your characterization up. You're gonna probably have to increase the dialogue within the car during the scenes, and that's why you want some. Because you're gonna have to up it a little, the interest levels a little bit,
and you have to capitalize in those scenes that where you do break away from the car, like the cop station, and when they stop at the house and the gas station scene. Those all have to be really solid.
Yeah, whereas the gas one, instead of the horse-drawn buggy and stuff, I mean, the cops are out there, the APBs are out there, the radio's been blasting with their stuff, and I'm guessing people have televisions, so it should be something a little different to get the gas.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
I
almost like a mini heist.
True. Or, as a joke, he has to go get it in a Prius.
Here's the thing: is you almost don't need that scene, because if most farms have their own gas for tractors and all that stuff, right? The problem is NASCAR vehicles, stock cars,
they
use
need a different
high grade fuel. So you have to be really careful with that, because how's that going to work, right?
Yeah, well, maybe take it down a notch as far as the level of racing.
Yeah, or I mean, if he's never leaving the county, I don't care how big how the county is. The Prius joke could be really funny because he could borrow the Prius from the farm, go to the NASCAR thing and steal a whole shitload of gas, and then go load up the car again.
Yeah.
I just think an electrical car would just be so funny, and that he needs gas.
Yes, it would actually be a good a good gag. I'm in for that, just for the record.
Okay.
Because I like the idea of the NASCAR, because it ties it into a very popular activity. In the U.S. I mean, they have like weekends around it. People camp in the midfield.
Oh yeah,
like it's insane. I don't understand it, but I appreciate their devotion to it.
And sometimes if you sit and you just watch it, it is oddly hypnotic. Like you will eventually kind of sometimes get dulled out by it, but
that's how people.
That's
how so many people like it. Is they've been hypnotized to like it.
And I do kind of understand it, because the noise and the spectacle, and I mean, you've got the crashes and the speed. This goes back to our Darlene character. Is they're getting off on just the sheer thrill of seeing these cars going so fast.
Yeah, right? We need more crashes in this, I think, too.
We do, but we need more realistic crashes, and they need to be less Keystone Cops and more Fast and Furious types of crashes.
Yeah,
I mean, we keep going back to that, but that's because that's our benchmark now.
Right? Yeah, I mean, this should be part Dukes of Hazzard, part Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We will have those comedy beats, but we're going to make it.
It should be a lighter tone for sure, and fun. This guy is not out to rob trucks and shit. He's just out to be. Yeah, I like the basis of the simple guy just out to impress a girl.
Yeah,
and maybe he's got a bit of a record.
That's what I think. I think he doesn't want to get caught.
I don't think the average dude's going to just steal a NASCAR.
And I think the other reason he's running, because he's like, I already did some stuff. I cannot get caught again.
That would give him a lot more motivation, right? Instead of getting a slap on the wrist, he could be looking at jail time. Right?
Yeah, maybe
he's got a rep for joyriding. In the community.
Yeah, maybe he's got. Well, maybe he's been ticketed a lot for joyriding, but what we don't know is he was like a wheelman.
Ooh. Well,
on a couple of heists or something. Once
that might be too. deep. I like the joyride idea.
Okay.
Because
that's
that gives
enough,
him
right?
a reputation in town,
And
so
he's-
she knows who she should get.
Yeah, and I mean, he's not. And when you joyride, you're taking somebody else's car without permission,
Yeah,
right?
you're stealing.
So you've established that he's got a sort of predilection for that. That's enough.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
And the wheelman thing
It doesn't
kinda
keep
seems too
them.
dark.
Yeah, it does move too far into the Fast and Furious.
Yeah, it's part of his thing is he's just he likes the thrill of taking the car, doing something.
He's
going
got
on a
no
joyride.
he's got no
both
impulse
adrenaline
control.
junkies.
He's got no impulse control. He sees something that he wants to drive. He just takes it and drives it.
Yeah,
Right.
He doesn't wreck it and gets it returned, or they find it.
But that could also be like that thing, like they connect on that adrenaline junkie level. Like they're getting off of it. Both of them are.
They are, for different reasons, but essentially for the same thing. Exactly. Yeah, that
could be their real connection.
I mentioned NASCARs are probably low jacked.
Probably, but we can ignore that.
That could actually
we
come
can
into
put
play.
in something.
They're tracking it.
Yeah, you could have that oh shit moment, right?
And they're setting up traps, and that's how you get around some of that. You have some pretty intense situations.
Again, you have the owner be like, "All right, Dave, here's what we have to do." Like the mechanic knows about it.
Yeah.
He's like, "Okay, so Dave, you go fix the car."
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Or or you can for a while he can fudge the low jack for readings for a while. Like he can say, you know what, the low jack's not reading. It's not reading. I can't get anything off the low jack. Or off the GPS or whatever it is. Cause I don't think they're low jacks anymore.
It would be GPS.
Yeah. That's this new sort of direction we're going with. It actually now makes my casting work again.
Nice.
Mine was fucked. It was absolutely fucked. But yeah, I like the idea that
the core conceit's still there, but they're just more meat on the bone now.
More meat on the bones now, and sort of adding to their motivation, and we're sort of cleaning up the middle portion of the movie to make it more sense, or not to make more sense, but to make it more exciting.
And also adding to the end, also the portion of it like where it kind of comes together. This guy's good at driving, and these people want to see it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, because they like these local amateur drivers, and you never have a chance at something like this if you're just staying where he was. Right? Mm-hmm. And I like the idea now of him being the cop's son again. Because because of his behavior, everybody knows that he does the joyrides. He gets a slap on the wrist.
It explains why he's not gone to jail.
Yeah,
it explains.
He's got a record, but not been to jail.
And maybe rather than Bubba bringing his drivers in to help, it's to actually hinder the cops even more, because he's been going on so long now that they're like, we expected an hour or two.
Yeah.
But this is crazy. Let's see how long we can keep this going. It's going to cost, but whatever.
Yeah.
I would love a line where somebody said like, "This has never gone more than 5 hours." I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah. That could be fun.
That could be fun. Yeah. Right. So it's a hint that they've done it before in other cities without turning it like overcomplicating it. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, they're getting pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
He's like, "Wow, this guy's got more than 5 hours. Holy crap!"
Or more than 2 hours. Like you keep
2
it short and simple, because most car chases don't last more than like 30-40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So 2 hours would be impressive. Mm-hmm. All day, like it has been, is like mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like their best day ever.
Yeah, and like I would have it like end at dusk. Like he's like, oh, he finally.
It does the movie. Well, the movie does. It goes in at night.
Yeah, or even go over. Well, overnight's hard to get really good car chase shots. But
I like it, but I like kind of it like ending at dusk in the night, where it's like it's just over, and it's just sort of that calm bit where like going, "You did good, kid. You did real good."
Yeah, and I just thought of a reason why he doesn't leave the county. This ties into his dad being the sheriff and him getting off on all the joyrides. If he leaves the county, he could then get in real trouble.
Oh, for sure, right?
That would kind of explain why they keep kind of circling around the county. So he's got this 100 square mile area to maneuver in. Just makes it that much more fun.
That he's familiar with. That he knows.
Yeah, he knows the back roads he can go. I would ditch the whole off road thing.
Yeah, that was
because there's no way any of those cars would have survived that.
Yeah, especially when they go over that cliffside.
Yeah, completely ditch that.
Yeah,
right. Because it doesn't work. It never worked for me in the original, and it would not. I can't see it working.
Also, it just seems horrible to do to somebody.
Yeah,
you're like going, if I know I can survive this, but other people coming behind me might not.
Yeah.
If you survive it, then everybody else is trying. You're responsible for all of that destruction.
Exactly.
We do see Ron Howard's character Hoover like, oh my god, I think I just killed somebody.
I just think I just killed my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he actually says, "I think I just killed my dad."
And that's the first hint.
We should have still a moment like that, though.
Yeah, but
he's really concerned.
Yeah, but where the crash happens organically, right?
Yeah.
Through the chase, right? Where he thinks that it's actually his dad has been hurt, right? And his dad is hurt.
Yeah,
right?
and he's
emotionally
actually
and physically.
And
now.
he's say in that scene he actually is gonna stop a car, and it's Darlene that steps on the gas on his foot. Just like, no, we're keeping going.
Yeah, make her more of the villain, right?
Yeah, well,
you don't
she kind of
understand.
is. So we need to
make it really apparent.
Yeah,
right?
make it really apparent because she's now motivated. She's enjoying the speed, but the longer they go, the more money she makes.
That's right, and exactly, and because she's that manipulative type of character, like because she's morally bankrupt, but he's just got impulse control.
Yeah, because we know they're not going to wind up together. Yeah, they can still have sex moment, but at the end, we still want to see her walk away.
This is actually making my casting look really good now.
Yeah, I think he still gets offered the job. They pay off his dad, and maybe there's another girl in town who's just been worried sick that we've maybe established earlier in the movie that he does still winds up with somebody, his friend.
And I don't know.
With my casting, that wouldn't be necessary.
I don't think you need a love triangle. I just really don't. You don't need a romance in this, I don't think. Because what has bothered me with a lot of movies is they just
shoehorn the romance
a romance when you don't need it.
It does feel like it's shoehorned. So.
Yeah.
Like I always thought in the movie, his romance is going to be like the driver's romance is going to be with the vehicle, with the driving.
Yeah. And that needs to be more apparent. I think that's one of the things I didn't like about it is he's a really good driver, but he doesn't really seem to really enjoy it.
No, yeah, he seems
he's focused. I think he's just he's very serious about the driving.
Yes, and it never seems like that. Even at the beginning when they first come out, he's not getting the charge out of it that you would expect from somebody who would be driving something like that for the first time.
I also think he seems exasperated that nobody's noticing how good of a driver he is.
There's part of that too, yeah. I have to agree. So you need more of that. That's part of why.
What are we going to do to replace all the clown car stuff? The kids and all the, we don't need any of that.
Oh, that's ditched entirely.
Ditched entirely, gone. Bye-bye.
I hated that stuff.
It was awful.
That is absolutely gone.
And the clown car stuff. Again, we go back to these car chase movies that do work. The Jason Statham ones. Transporter. Again, some great car chase stuff in that. Fast and Furious, some great car chase stuff in that. Yeah. Use those. You
make it really about the cars,
yeah. Yeah, make it really about the cars, yeah.
There was a movie, I'm trying to remember which one it was, where there's people on the run in cars. I don't even know if it's a Fast and Furious one or if I'm just really forgetting about this. And there's this huge Quonset, and they invite all their friends out there, and then they all exit the garage at the same time so that the people trying to find them can't.
That's a Fast and Furious movie.
Okay, thank you. Because I'm like, I always like that idea. Yeah.
Yeah, to confuse the helicopters.
Okay, thank you. Because I was like, I know I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, and then there's there's like some of the stuff from Gone in 60 Seconds. That final car chase had some great stuff that you could sort of pull from for inspiration for that kind of car chase.
Right? Yeah, I like because sometimes the hiding, going into places and hiding, and while some people go by,
there needs to be more of that.
Yeah, right? Well, when you see movies like John Wick kind of reinventing the gun. Yeah. Action genre, you kind of need to do that with the car chase stuff too, just hey, this is still a relevant genre if you make it about the cars. Even Fast and Furious is moving away from the cars and it's more about the people driving them.
Yeah. There
was that one Fast and Furious where they were going off to get some new cars and we don't see them race them.
No.
It drove me nuts.
Yeah.
You can't tease like that and not give it at least a bit of a payoff.
Yeah.
And even I was just thinking the opening scene of Drive with Ryan Gosling, where it's that hiding and going.
And there needs to be more of that. And you know what? You could have a little bit of fun. It's pretty hard to disguise a NASCAR. I mean, they're pretty visible, right? But there could be a moment there where he dumps a coat of paint or like a bucket of paint over it to kind of disguise it for a little while, right? But then he goes through a rainstorm or a puddle and it all washes off. You could have fun stuff like that where it's kind of funny.
Yeah, there's some gags.
Or he steals pizza decals, Ray's Pizza. Puts it on the side.
Like there aren't enough advertisings on the side of NASCARs.
Exactly. But that's why
make a funny joke,
sense.
yeah.
They'll never notice now. Yeah. No. You're an idiot.
Yeah. And I mean, we don't need our Hoover character to be super bright.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's part of the thing that's why he has impulse control, because he doesn't really understand consequences.
No.
What if a tarp falls on the car and it's a ghost car?
that would play really well into the hide and seek part of it, and be kind of funny.
Totally want, but somebody has to say, haha, ghost car.
Yeah, because puds.
Yeah, that would be fun, actually.
Nice. A car storage facility would be the Scooby-Doo moment.
Yeah.
Do. Go over there. Then the police car comes by. Do.
Yeah, and you know what? There's a good something that didn't show up in the original movie, but would be kind of cool. Is an auto wrecking yard.
There we go.
Right, because that would actually play really well into the theme of the movie too. Right, is where they do like a chase through the auto wrecking yard, because there's always twists and turns and places to hide and stuff like that. Right. I mean, you could have a great moment where he backs the car in and hits one of those piles of cars, and then one falls down in front to hide the car.
There we go.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool if he's very aware of the maneuverability of the vehicle and just a natural with physics. Like, hey, bumps the pile, it hides it. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Like stuff like that could actually add to it too, right? Because it's not just about the driving; it's also about his innate ability.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff like you'd see in Baby Driver as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, Baby Driver would be another one, a good one to pull inspiration from too.
Yeah.
Right? There's lots of great movies about cars where you can borrow. I don't want to say take things out whole cloth, because you need to be original.
Yeah, but these are the kind of modern car movies that should inspire this one.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, are we going to keep it set in the 70s with these kind of cool cars, or do we want to go with modern NASCAR? Because that's the next question. I could see it happening, something like this happening more in that 70s stock car, the early NASCAR years.
See, part of the problem is like the NASCARs are just going to stick out like a sore thumb, but if it's a little bit of a lesser race, there's less gaudiness on the cars.
That's what I'm thinking earlier if you left in the 70s, before they had the huge sponsorship.
Yeah.
Then it would be a little easier to pull off some of the sight gags where he comes up.
Well, I'm thinking if this is a smaller town, this isn't going to be NASCAR.
Well,
no,
that's
like
the thing
it's
is,
just...
Yeah, and I'd like to make it
like
bigger than it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Like it's still a big event for the town, but it's not NASCAR level, because you do that in big cities.
That's, well, in moderately sized cities, not all NASCAR does. I don't think the
medium to large cities.
Yeah, medium to large cities. So what I was thinking is like a smaller city of like 100,000 people versus
not a like this small town that we're in now.
Like
no, it's too small.
I would think it would be like these big guys are doing it, but they do this game at these smaller events. They can't do it at
because they just can't get away with it at that level. But yeah, it's a smaller event. These are guys that are kind of drivers that are climbing the ladder to get to NASCAR.
Yeah, so their cars, so they have some sponsorship,
but they're still,
and that would make the pizza gag work really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right? If they just have like the one.
Oh, somebody's got to be sponsored by the Chinese restaurant.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. But yeah, that would make the pizza gag work really well if they just have the one
Chinese
side
delivery
timer.
Chow's.
Yeah. And then you slap a pizza place thing over it. That would be even better if our car was the one that was sponsored by Chow's.
Nice.
And it'd be a nice throwback to the original movie.
Yeah.
Have the people in the restaurant like watching it on the TV going like, this reminds me of something. My grandpa told me about this thing.
Yeah.
It happened once.
So, I mean, if you keep it small, it doesn't have to be 70s. You can make it modern if you want.
We can make it, we could then make it modern. I like, because then you get more powerful cars. It's not as, it won't look quite so dated. I mean, I love the older cars, but it would let us get rid of the drinking and driving stuff quite comfortably, because we don't want that anymore.
Yeah. No, that's gone.
It doesn't work. It didn't work in that movie either. Yeah. And I don't know if that's because we're more sensitive.
There's got to be a drive through a pumpkin patch.
Oh, yeah.
If we're not doing this at Halloween, we got to have a drive through a pumpkin patch. Yeah. Just lots of orange.
For sure, yes.
A Charlie Brown great pumpkin joke at some point, too. That was necessary.
Yeah. This is crashing just like our president.
Nice.
There we go.
Look at all this squishing orange. Great. But it also, having it modern, when you talk about the low jacks, that makes more sense when people are betting on this and really taking an interest in it. They can see where stuff is going.
Where things are, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've gone from the town race to an underground thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's where the funding's maybe coming from.
Nobody talks about race club.
Maybe there are like bets online of how long this is going to go, and that's how they're funding the bets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they could have like an online betting kind of thing, where is how long is this going to go on?
Yeah.
That could work really well. And if we keep it between actually probably maybe 50 to 60,000 because you get any bigger than that, and then you have problems with the whole.
That would account for why there's more police.
That's right, but that would also would make it harder to make the police chief protecting his son kind of thing work.
Yeah.
It already is challenging at that level, but if you get any bigger than that, it won't make any sense at all.
You don't want it all city. Like, you want some of it external.
Yeah, you want farmland around it and so on.
Yeah, with the smaller city, you can do that much more easily.
Yeah. Okay. I'm liking this.
Yay.
I'm liking this. So now who do we put into it?
Oh, yes. We have some casting, apparently.
We do, indeed.
Fancy casting.
Well, since this started with Trish's nugget... No, you're going to end.
Okay.
Jay and I are going to be really short. He's got like 2 people and I've got 4.
Well, no, I got more than that.
Okay.
I got more than that. Because everything kind of still works. Okay, for my director, I went with Edgar Wright because he's already proven he can do this.
Nice.
For my Hoover, I went with Dylan Minnette from Don't Breathe.
Nice.
Okay.
For my Darlene, I went with Samara Weaving from The Babysitter.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Hot but can talk.
And it's kind of the same character from The Babysitter, really.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah. Especially the way we've rewritten her, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That just happened by accident, but the more we talked about it, I'm like, the better my casting got.
But in The Babysitter, I loved her so much.
I still thought, like, our driver should be younger.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of why I went with Dylan. For Hoover's dad, I went with Woody Harrelson.
Nice.
For Big Bubba, and this is where a lot of my references, I wanted to use people known to be in car movies that haven't been in Fast and Furious yet.
Okay.
So, like, this is the leftovers that Fast and Furious haven't tapped yet. So for my Big Bubba Jones, even though we might have to change it to Thin Bubba Jones, Nicolas Cage.
As soon as you were talking about that, I'm like, okay, who hasn't been Fast and Furious? Drive Angry.
Yeah. Right?
Okay.
And just because I did want to bring in some other drivers, I did make a list of people who were in other driving car movies like this that I wanted to have drive some of the other chasing race cars. So I went Clive Owen. Which might seem like an odd one for some people, but he did the BMW films The Hire shorts, which were really great. If you can find those on YouTube, go check them out. They're really great. So, yeah, for me, that was kind of how I discovered Clive Owen, was through those short BMW films. Aaron Paul and Ryan Gosling.
There we go. Yay.
From Drive, so...
I want Ryan Gosling to just silently look at him going by. Not say a word. And then with Woody Harrelson, we were like going, so many joyrides, yet no arrest. What's wrong, Sheriff?
Ryan Gosling needs to have that stupid jacket in the back seat.
Yeah, for sure. So my cast was a cast of 4. I'm going to start with my director like Jay did because, well, that's what he did. So I went with Joe Carnahan. He directed...
Because I did it. You didn't have to do it.
I know, but I'm a copycat.
Okay.
I'm a sheep. So I went with Joe Carnahan. He directed The A-Team, Smokin Aces, and then his very first movie was called Blood, Guts, Bullets, and Octane.
Oh, I need to see this. I've seen the other 2.
What year was that?
I don't recall. I didn't put down the year, but he's done the car chases.
That's excellent, yeah.
Yeah, Smokin Aces actually has quite a bit of car stuff in it, right?
Yeah. Well, an A-Team.
Yeah, an A-Team as well, yeah. So I'm like, I can see this working.
Yeah.
So so you mentioned Danica
Patrick.
Patrick, okay, it was Patrick, okay. Her name escaped me for a second there. But she actually informed my casting because I actually made Hoover a female.
Nice.
I went with, her name is Hannah John Kamen, or Kamen. I don't know exact pronunciation, but she has been she's hot right now. She is in Ready Player One.
Okay.
She is the lead.
Didn't like it, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, but she's the lead in Killjoys, the science fiction TV series that's shot here in Canada. It's on Sci-Fi in the U.S.
Okay.
Really good. She does action so well. She does it so well. So I'm like, there we go. And she's beautiful. Really attractive woman. So for my Darlene character, who's now Daryl, I went with an actor named, I think I've actually cast him before, is Evan, I can't even say his last name, it's Johia. He's a Canadian actor. He was in a TV series called Twisted, and he's also been in another TV series where he plays this manipulative type of character. I'm like, well, this could work.
Nice.
This could totally work for me because he does this manipulative very, very well.
That's awesome.
For my Sheriff Neibold, I went John Stamos.
Love it.
Because I thought it'd be kind of fun to see him that kind of role, and he looks like he could be Hannah's father. Like he's got that same the same facial structure in the eyes and stuff like that. So I thought it'd be fun to see him do something like that. Mm-hmm. For my Big Bubba Jones, I did go with Jimmy Johnson. Nice. I went with an actual NASCAR driver because he doesn't have a lot of dialogue, but I thought that would bring some of the NASCAR cachet into the movie. Right? Mm-hmm. So I thought that'd be kind of fun.
Okay, cool.
And that was my cast. I didn't do much more than that. And I still think that having a female lead could still work with the way that we've redone it.
Sure. There's nothing
absolutely.
There that you couldn't just swap it. Yeah.
So I did something similar, but I'll start with my director because I hadn't used her in a while, and she's done action. I'd like to see her take this because I just kind of want a bit comedic as well and just real absurd. So Lexi Alexander, I think she can do it.
I like Lexi.
Okay, and 4, because like I said, I started off with it was 3 people having bets on 3 drivers. So this is where this but I just thought I'd let you know what they were just because it's fun. Mm-hmm. So the first driver / owner to bet, I can still keep them as owners, Charlton Copley.
Nice.
We kind of knew that was coming because of the crossover there, but yeah.
Charlton Copley. And then his bet was going to be Caleb Landry Jones. He was he was in X-Men. Yes, he was one with the supersonic.
Okay.
And can fly, and he was also in 3 Billboards. He's been in a lot of movies this year.
Right, so he's Banshee.
Yeah, Banshee. That's it.
Okay, I know my comic book people.
You better.
Owner 2, Zoe Saldana.
Okay,
and her driver is Amanda Stemby. She was Rue in the Hunger Games, already been part of a big movie. And then the last owner, Oscar Hinata. He was in The Losers. He was Cougar, the one who could shoot.
Oh, okay, yeah,
okay.
And then I for some reason, because I just like her, and I just thought it would be fun to put her in there. She could be really comedic. Kelly Marie Tran from Star Wars. And then what I had was wealthy benefactor running the game, Ron Howard. As I have that. And then for the cops, I did do, for the car spies or people making them do stuff, I put 3 people I thought could really manipulate people. Natalie Dormer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sam Claflin.
Don't know who that is.
Nope.
He's been in a lot of movies. Very pretty. In The Hunger Games. God, I'm trying to think of a few other movies. Me Before You. Romantically, you could see him doing this.
Okay.
I would do a lot for Sam Claflin.
Okay.
And then Jermaine Clement, just because I think it would be a funny comedic. I'd like that pairing with him and Kelly Marie Tran. And then I put the cops. I have a number of cops here.
Oh boy, she went crazy.
I did go crazy.
Yeah. This is really surprising because usually she gets here and she's still doing her casting.
I'm still doing. Well, once this came together in my head, I'm like cast, and it came together really quickly. In fact, there's people I didn't want to leave on the floor. There was a lot of stuff.
Who's the zombie hand?
Who's the zombie hand? I don't know. We could add one. I'm trying to think of his name.
Jeffrey Combs, easy.
He can be a zombie hand. Okay. If he can play slime, he can play a hand.
He was the guy in Used Cars who wasn't Kurt Russell. That's who I'm thinking of. He's much older now. He's been in Star Trek. You know who I mean? The blonde guy.
What?
He's got a common name. It'll come to me later. We can put it in the credits. But I had, for the sheriffs, I had, because I've been watching Quartercast, Lauren Cardinal and Tara Spencer Nairn.
Okay.
They're going to be in there. And then John Cho and Sandra Oh, because I just put it up because John Cho from Used Cars, and I'm like, Sandra Oh, I've already Canadianed it up. I got to do it again.
Yeah, why not?
I thought Sandra Oh was
actually my cast was large. Well, Hannah's not from Canada, but Killjoys is a Canadian show, and then Evan Johia is Canadian. So,
well, there
half my cast is either working in or is Canadian.
Exactly. Yeah, we could have our small town just be somewhere here in Canada.
We got lots of them.
Lots of roads.
Lots of roads.
Lots of roads and lots of kind of medium-sized towns. So,
Red Deer would be perfect.
Red Deer would be perfect.
Oh my God, it really
absolutely perfect because then you get out into that farmland outside of that. You've got all the range roads and stuff.
Yeah.
There we go. We found our setting.
All right.
And it takes place in Red Deer.
Nice.
Unless we call it something else.
Yes.
But that's where it's going to be shot.
Yes. We'll call it someplace else. I don't think we should call it Red Deer. People have too much baggage with Red Deer.
We could call it, I don't know, Roadkill, Montana.
Roadkill, Montana. Nice.
We can call it whatever we want. But yeah, I just realized that Red Deer would be absolutely perfect. It's not too big. It's not too small.
Yeah. It's got lots of roads, industrial areas you could have a lot of fun in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's got hilly areas and it's got flat areas. It's river valley. Oh, yeah.
All right.
We've even found a location for this remake.
We never do location.
We never do location. This one came
Look at
together
us.
that well because it was such a bad movie. We had lots of time to think about everything else.
That's right.
We built this one from the ground up.
Yeah, we
did it.
There was that little nugget. That's what makes this a good one to build from. Mm-hmm. And that's what we shoot for. We try to find those like movies that didn't work the first time, but maybe you can find a little something there.
Yeah, or just simply no longer work. Because somehow for a lot of somebodies, this movie did work. Right?
Mm-hmm.
$5 million in 1976 on such a low-budget movie is a big, big return. So it did work for some people.
Mm.
It just genuinely does not work anymore.
Yeah. Do you know how this movie got its title?
Yes, it was a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was originally going to be called, but yeah, it was.
It was actually originally going to be called The Car.
Oh, that's right.
That's why it's still known as The Car in a lot of circles.
But yeah, one of the writers or Griffiths. I would jokingly say, "I think I'm going to call it Eat My Dust," and the studio liked it.
No, well, there's a little more to it than that. They were shooting the kind of scene in the arid part with the dunes and stuff, and it's all the dust was flying up. It's like, we should call this "Eat My Dust," because everybody was just getting covered in dust.
Okay, so there was context for the joke. Okay, yeah. I did not know that.
See. I didn't know that either.
And,
That's news to me.
Yeah, so it stuck.
Yeah, why not? It's a great title.
Yeah, Cartman just like, I like that.
Yeah, no, it works. It works for the movie, and it'll still work for a remake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and see, I didn't even know that had anything to do with it. I thought it was simply because of, when somebody's rushing away and they're telling people to eat my dust. I simply thought that's just where it came from.
No, it's appropriate title for this movie. So.
It is very appropriate, and I love the fact that it has the exclamation point at the end of it as well as just like "Eat my dust."
Yeah. You don't often see titles. Usually, are just
see a
titles.
lot of punctuation.
That's it.
Yeah. Not a lot of punctuation in movie titles.
Yeah. There needs to be more air quotes in titles. I'd love to see like a movie like "I'm So Scared," like just sarcastically telling you the title.
Oh my! You know what? I have to agree with you. That would be fun.
Speed, but it's about like a really tiny little dinky boat.
Yeah,
quote speed
or a turtle.
A turtle, yes. Oh my god, a cartoon called Speed in quotes with a turtle. I'd watch that.
Yeah. And he is really, really slow. It's not a joke about a fast turtle. It's irony, yes.
But within the turtle circles, he's really speedy.
We're making a whole new movie all of a sudden.
So much fun.
Coming to Cartoon Network. Speed the Turtle.
Nice.
Not the Keanu Reeves movie.
No.
Oh god, if you could have a voice by Keanu Reeves, that would be the dream.
You know what? He'd probably do something like that.
Yeah, he probably would.
It would be so much fun. Oh my god, we got to get on. So many ideas, guys.
We can't keep them bottled up.
And then we don't write them down and we never come back to them.
No. But that's why we put them in this podcast, so other people can listen to them.
Yeah, whatever happened to Speed the Turtle? Well,
we don't remember that.
We forgot.
We don't even remember our T-shirt
He found
ideas.
a nice pond.
I remembered one this week because I'm like, we really need to do because I post a lot of GIFs on our Twitter feed. Mm-hmm. Not all of them are originals. Sometimes I pull like the thank you ones off the internet, and I was really astounded by how many Jensen Ackles
Save
GIFs
Jensen.
I found. I'm like,
free Jensen Ackles.
The free Jensen Ackles T-shirt. We need to do that one.
We really do.
Screw the other guy.
Yeah,
he can stay. They need one of them. We'll leave one.
One brother needs to stay.
Yes, but yeah, we've had a few more since then. But I mean, we still have our frickin' YouTube.
Oh, strangers are welcome, but they're not welcome long.
There we go. Now Trish is finally starting to write them all down. Yeah,
I'm doing my best. I got to remember to do that when I do it.
Yeah. And then there's the one that we were talking about before the show, but we'll save that because we need to put that into context.
Yeah, but hey, if you've listened to a lot of our episodes and there's something that sparks an idea that you think might make a great T-shirt, let us know. You can do that on our Twitter feed at Invasion Remake. And, of course, our Facebook and Instagram, it's Invasion of the Remake over there, and invasionoftheremake@gmail.com. We'll take your ideas. We'll also take suggestions and corrections and comments about the episodes.
Yes.
And we're always happy to chat with our listeners.
And there could be more, like there's There's lots of like stuff that happens with like Corman movies that we could have missed a whole bunch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think we missed much in this one, but it is a possibility.
Without like going through every single little sight gag.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there are a lot of sight gags, and most of them are not good anyhow.
Yeah. Or just the story behind the making of a movie that Roger Corman does.
That's true. Sometimes those are more interesting than the movie.
Most of the time, I think the story behind the making of these movies is somebody lost a bet.
Maybe.
Yeah, Corman goes, I'll bet you, and you have to finance my movie.
Maybe subconsciously that is what happened here. I knew about Roger Corman, because I remember, what was it, Little Shop of Horrors. Wasn't that based on a bet?
Don't remember.
It was I think it was like a challenge.
It was a challenge.
It was over 100 episodes ago, almost 100 episodes.
Because I think it was like somebody bet him he couldn't write and film a movie in 2 weeks, and that's what he did.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was an actual bet, but it was definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
He did it.
Yeah,
he did it. Well, and you got one location. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, and I mean, he did this one in 4. Like he's pretty good. And I wonder how much of this was done guerrilla as well.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because with a budget of $300,000, most of that was probably going to the cars.
I'm certain those opening credits, they just went somewhere and just went driving.
Oh sure.
I swear.
For sure. Oh yeah. For that, without hesitation, I would say that's for sure.
Yeah, and there was another scene where they did that point of view driving out. That again, I really love that. That was actually surprisingly good filmmaking for a Corman film.
It's just sticking a camera on a car.
Yeah, but it's still, especially at its time, it was not something that you would see all the time, right?
Yeah.
And it gave it like that vibrancy, like it got you. As soon as I saw those credits, I'm like, okay, this might be okay. I might be
We were
fine.
so wrong. They sucked us in such a bad way.
Yeah, I know.
But even though we knew it was, even as soon as I knew it was going to be bad, I still had to stick it out because we had to tell you guys about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, once we choose a movie, we're committed. I don't think we've ever aborted a movie.
No.
Well,
no.
Sometimes we can't find a movie. There's one we want to bring to you that, it's just proven really difficult because the original film is French and just doesn't seem to exist out here.
We're just not
in
fluent
our country.
Yeah, and we can't find it with subtitles.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because
we're still working on it. We'll find it at some point.
It's definitely on our top 10 list of ones we want to do.
Yeah,
but it's also on our top 10 list of ones we may never do.
Yeah.
Well, and that's also why when we accept our fan challenges, part of that challenge is we have to be able to access that film.
Yes. So if you have a challenge, you better tell us where we might be able to find it. If it's a weird one, like if it's something we know about, chances are we can track that down if it's Amazon or iTunes or whatever. But
or if you can give us the DVD you have of it.
I'm always open for that.
Which we've done.
Which we have done, yes. You kind of have to be local or trust us enough to return it to you if you mail it to us.
That's right. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're open to gifts too.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I guess that means I'm going to have to set up a P.O. box.
Only if you're thinking about doing that, email first, and so that we can make sure that we're doing it. We're doing you a solid on the back end.
Yeah, don't just send some or try to send something. We need to know that we can do this.
Yeah.
But we are open to it.
Yeah, but I mean, electronically now, there's other ways to get stuff to us. So
absolutely. So, hey, if you dig this episode and you want to share it out with your friends, please do that. When you see us post on our social media, don't just like it, give it a thumbs up, but share it out on your own walls as well so your friends can seek it out. And please tell them where to find the show. Maybe you have an iPod. Who has an iPod anymore? An iPhone. Maybe you have an iPhone and your friend has an Android. Well, you've probably heard this show enough that you could rattle off all the places you can find it. We're at all the major podcast providers, but we're on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play Music, TuneIn Radio, Player FM, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Audio Boom, Libsyn, and
frickin' YouTube.
I didn't. That wasn't very good.
No.
Okay, one more time.
Yeah, and
frickin' YouTube.
There we go.
You didn't cue us this time.
Oh, sorry. I didn't wave my hands like a magician.
You're the conductor. If somebody did this with an orchestra, it would be chaos.
Yeah. We just can't tell if you're just pausing to think about something or if you actually want us to do something. We need that signal.
Yeah. I thought it was just the word cue. I didn't realize there was a visual cue as well.
Yes.
It is a visual cue. It totally is.
All right.
We're visual people. We need the help. You got to sync us up.
Fair enough. And also do us a solid, give us a 5-star rating and a short review over on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. That also helps get more
earballs
on the show. Let's see, visual cues do work. I guess you're right.
We need the timing.
Yep.
Fair enough. I'm sick.
It's okay.
Well, let's just
it's
lie.
all good.
Just want to sit here.
Go be Jabba.
What?
Go be Jabba. Just sit there. You can't see me do it, and I don't do it very well because I weigh like $110 soaking wet. But I can't do the Jabba slouch slobbery thing. But
I can, and that makes me sad. Atu solo.
Well, damn.
And that ties back into Solo.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Anybody see it yet?
No,
I haven't
not
seen it yet. No.
No, me neither.
It's so busy. You know.
Yeah, you know how I feel about lineups, crowds. I always wait 2 or 3 weeks before I go see it.
Yeah, I haven't seen Deadpool 2 yet either.
Yeah, that's also why I'm waiting.
I still haven't seen Infinity War yet, so...
Oh, I thought you were going to do that on your time off.
Oh, we'll talk about my time off after we finish recording.
Okay.
It's not a bad thing, but it did eat up a lot of time.
But to be fair, now that Solo's out, you might have more room in Infinity War.
Oh, I'm sure I will, yeah. Yeah, we've got 3 huge films out right now. People can't be going to all of them all the time, so...
Yeah, you have to stagger. You have to stagger when you go out. Just be like, when the next big one comes out.
Yeah, this has got to be like a real problem for Disney at this point, where they just like big blockbuster after blockbuster, and they're kind of competing for their own dollars at this point.
I was wondering about that because they're stepping on themselves.
Yeah, Infinity War is kind of stepping on Solo, I think, right now too. So.
Well, yeah, and of course, then Fox has got Deadpool, which. Maybe Disney soon, we don't...
Yeah, the last news that came out this week that Viacom's back in the game again.
Really?
Or not Viacom, was it? Comcast. It was Comcast.
Oh, okay. Viacom,
please no. Comcast has got a horrible reputation.
Yeah, but they're still in the hunt. Yeah. So it might not wind up at Disney after all.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But though these deals take a long time to close. So.
Yeah, Disney's got the deepest pockets in the world, though, so...
Yeah,
it's a question of whether or not how deep they want to dig into them.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think they really only wanted to get certain properties back. Get the rights to the X-Men stuff back, and I mean, Fox has still got lots of great IPs. So
yeah, and you know what? But the thing is, Disney would be more than happy to sell off some of that stuff to other studios as well, right?
Yeah,
get rid of the
Can you think of an Aliens or Predator movie by Disney?
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Or a Die Hard.
No.
Or, Jesus, anything from Fox Searchlight.
Yeah. That's very true. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm sure that they'll farm out or they'll sell off the stuff that they just can't see themselves.
I mean, I would love to see Fantastic Four and X-Men back in the fold, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Got a couple more years before that's going to get settled, I think.
Yeah, so, no rush on it, that's for sure.
Deals like that are just so complicated. It's going to take a while.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces there.
There's a ton. We'll already see a ton of movies rolled out before that even gets close to closing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, the superhero genre might go tits up by then. It doesn't show any signs of fatigue at the moment.
No, but it's always possible. People may just go, you know what? I've had enough because this year I'm already a little overwhelmed. You have Black Panther, Infinity War, Deadpool. You have Ant-Man and the Wasp coming out.
Yeah,
in the not too distant future.
July,
right? So, and that's just the one that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah,
I think that is it for this year, though.
There might be more.
No, there's more.
There's got to be more.
There's going to be more. It's like every month there's a big one, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, just big releases in general. Yeah. Still, for the rest of the year, there's still tons of big releases to come out.
A ton of them because we have Jurassic
World 2, or is it Jurassic Kingdom?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what I
think so. Yeah.
Oh, another Fantastic Beasts out this year.
Oh yeah.
I think that's going to be closer to Christmas,
though. That one.
Which is fine. Yeah, there's at least a couple more really big ones coming out on top of the superhero stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it does get personally fatiguing when you try to catch as many of them as you.
And there's got to be at least 5 more movies with The Rock in it. So.
Oh yeah, we mustn't forget that.
Yeah. Looking at the trailers for is it
Skyscraper?
Skyscraper, yeah.
Oh yeah, because Rampage is out this year too, isn't it?
It's out. It's been and gone.
Been and gone. Oh, see, it blipped. It didn't even blip on my screen.
Yeah, no, it did. I haven't seen it yet, but apparently that one was a dog.
Yeah,
a big giant dog.
Well, you know what? The Rock is money, but sometimes you just can't polish a turd.
But see, Skyscraper kind of looks like it might be okay because it's different enough than the superhero movies.
I thought the original title of that was The Tower.
I think so too.
So they've changed
it. It's called Skyscraper, but as we've all been discussing it, there's a lot of towering inferno about it.
Yeah.
But when you look at the new trailers, the fire bit is kind of a different thing. It's not. That's the only really connective tissue.
Yeah.
That's the only really connective tissue is that there is a fire.
All right.
At least as far as we know so far.
Maybe they were getting in trouble because people were comparing it to Towering Inferno.
I think so, yeah. Like there's a fire, but there's a heist. It's a whole thing now.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't sound like Towering Inferno at all.
Nope.
That one might be off the list.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
That's all right.
But I think it might do okay because it'll be different than all the other movies, I think.
Yeah.
Like I said, The Rock doesn't miss very often, but sometimes you just don't always strike gold.
No.
Yeah. All right, well, that's it. I think it's time to jet out of here and eat my dust. See what I did there? See?
Nice.
No? Yeah.
I'm on a diet. No, thank you.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Even with dust, I still only weigh like $1.11. So.
All right. Well,
maybe I should eat the dust. The ice cream is what's been killing me.
We got some stuff coming up, but we'll have our regular episode next week, and then we might have something a little different the week after that. But it'll take a little bit to coalesce. But we're going to an event. We're going to try to get some recordings for you, some interviews. So something a little different coming down the pike. But stay tuned for next week where we have another comparison episode. Until then, I have been Jason.
I am always Sam.
I continue to be Trish.
And we are out of here.
Thanks, Hoover. It was a trip. Bye.
Hey, you know, I'm letting it grow.
What?
My hair. It's getting longer already. I can feel it.
You shouldn't bother.
Why not?
Like you said, Hoover. Ride's over. Night.
It wasn't me at all, was it?